The Scott Peterson case is one of the most notorious criminal cases in recent American history, capturing widespread media attention and public interest. In December 2002, Laci Peterson, who was 8 months pregnant with her first child, disappeared from her home in Modesto, California. Laci was a vibrant and well-liked young woman, and her sudden disappearance shocked her family, friends, and the local community. Her husband, Scott Peterson, reported her missing on Christmas Eve, claiming she had gone for a walk with their dog and never returned. As the search for Laci intensified, the media became heavily involved, and the case quickly became a national sensation. Scott initially appeared to be a grieving husband, pleading for his wife's safe return. However, as the investigation progressed, suspicions began to grow around Scott's behavior and inconsistencies in his story. It soon came to light that Scott had been having an affair with a woman named Amber Frey. Amber, unaware that Scott was married, came forward to the police after seeing the news reports about Laci's disappearance. She cooperated with the investigation, even recording phone conversations with Scott, who continued to lie about his situation, claiming that he had lost his wife before Laci's disappearance was even publicly known. The police began to build a case against Scott, focusing on his suspicious behavior, lack of cooperation with the investigation, and the evidence that seemed to point to him as the perpetrator. The case against him was circumstantial but compelling. Investigators believed that Scott had killed Laci in their home on the night of December 23 or early on December 24 and then disposed of her body in the San Francisco Bay. In April 2003, the remains of Laci and her unborn son, Connor, were discovered on the shore of the San Francisco Bay, near the area where Scott had claimed to have been fishing on the day Laci disappeared. The discovery of the bodies was the critical piece of evidence that led to Scott's arrest. The trial, which began in 2004, was closely followed by the media and the public. Prosecutors argued that Scott had killed Laci because he wanted to be free of his marriage and the impending responsibilities of fatherhood. The defense, on the other hand, claimed that there was no direct evidence linking Scott to the crime and that he was being unfairly targeted because of his extramarital affair. Despite the defense's arguments, the jury found Scott Peterson guilty of first-degree murder for Laci's death and second-degree murder for the death of their unborn son, Connor. In 2005, he was sentenced to death by lethal injection. The case didn't end there. Over the years, there have been numerous appeals and legal battles surrounding Scott's conviction. In 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned his death sentence, citing errors in jury selection during the trial. However, his conviction was upheld, and he was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The Scott Peterson case remains a topic of debate and speculation. Some believe that justice was served, while others argue that there were flaws in the investigation and trial. Regardless of the differing opinions, the case is a tragic story of a young woman and her unborn child whose lives were taken far too soon. The enduring interest in the case reflects the public's fascination with true crime and the complexities of